Welcome to Sri Narayana Guru College, Department of Biochemistry. This college is located near the border of state of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Welcome you all. Today national level webinar on recent trends in biological sciences on 21st and 22nd May 2020. Day 1, Session 1, Drug Discovery and In Silico Docking. Resource person of the session, Dr. K. Jayaprakash, Head PG and Research Department of Biochemistry, Raja Sarafuji Government College, Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu.
Yes, sir, it is coming.
It's coming now. Wait. Let's start my session now. So, good morning, all of you. I'm Dr. K. Jayaprakash, Head PG and Research Student Biochemistry, Raja Sarboji Government College, Tanjavur. The topic for my lecture is drug discovery and in silico dogging. So coming to introduction and history, in the field of medicine, biotechnology and pharmacology, drug discovery is the process by which new candidate medications are discovered. And so when it is coming to the history, drugs were discovered by identifying the active ingredients from the traditional remedies such as this remedies such as penicillin. You know, penicillin is a famous drug compound. And most recently, the chemical libraries of synthetic small molecule natural products or extracts were screened in intact cells or organisms to identify the substances in a process known as classical pharmacology. So after the sequencing of the human genome allowed rapid cloning and the synthesis of large quantities of purified proteins, it has become a common practice.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, is it now? Is it okay now?
Now it is okay, sir.
Okay.
It was muted. Okay, you can now. It is okay.
Shall I proceed now?
You can proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Discovery. The first phase is you have to extract the particular DNA to target the drug. That is drug identification. Second phase is drug validation, and third phase is lead identification and lead optimization. So these are the steps which has to be followed for any drug discovery. So this is the machine which illustrates, which depicts the HTS. There is high throughput the machine, screening machine, which is costing about 25 lakhs. It is very expensive. It is not available in all the laboratories. It is available only in centralized laboratories like CCMB and also in Pondicherry Central University. So what is modern discovery? The modern discovery involves the identifications of screening hits and medicinal chemistry and optimization of those hits to increase the affinity, selectivity of the particular compound. Once the compound that fulfills all these requirements, it has to be identified. The process of drug development can continue and successful and clinical trials were developed. So modern discovery, it is a capital intensive process that involves large investments. It is highly expensive. In 2010, the research and development cost of each new molecular entity was about US dollar 1.8 billion. So that much it is highly expensive. And in 21st century, the basic discovery research is funded primarily by government and also by philanthropic organizations, that is charitable trust. So while late stage of development is funded primarily by pharmaceutical companies and venture capitalists, to be allowed to come to market, the drug must undergo several successful phases of clinical trials and pass through a new drug, not only in US and also in our country, that's India. So discovering the drug that may be a commercial success or a public health success, it involves a complex interaction between investors, industry, academicians, patent laws, regulatory exclusivity, marketing, and need to balance the secrecy with communication. And historically, substances, whether crude extract or purified chemicals, were screened for biological activity without the knowledge of biological target. Only after an active substances was identified with an effort made to identify the target. So this approach is known as classical pharmacology, which is a world when formally it is known as pharmacology or phenotypic drug discovery. So this made for the beginning of modern era in pharmacology as a pure chemical instead of crude extracts of medicinal plants. It's a standard drug. Example of drug compounds isolated from crude preparations. Best examples, it is morphine. It's a very familiar one. Active agent in opium and also digoxin, a heart stimulant originating from Picalis lanata. So this is a familiar plant which is given for the heart stimulant. Organic chemistry also lead to the synthesis of many of the natural products which is isolated from the biological sources. Later, after that, small molecules were synthesized to specifically target known physiological pathological pathways, allowing the mass screening of a bank of steroid compounds. It's led to success of great success. Because of this, there is one of the scientists, Gentrude Elian, and also Etchings. They undergone a drug discovery on purine metabolism. That is 1988. For that discovery, they got Nobel Prize in the same year, 1988 also. And another familiar scientist, James Block, they identified the beta blockers, that is for heart disease, and discovery of statin by Akira Endo. So this is the picture which shows the James Black and another scientist, that is Elian and George. They are pioneers in drug discovery. Traditionally, many drugs and other chemicals with biological activity have been discovered by studying chemicals that organisms create to affect the activity of other organisms for survival. Natural products still play a major role as a starting material for drug discovery. That is, in 2017 report found that 974, there is 974 small molecules of new chemical were developed year 1981 to 2006, and 60% of natural compounds were derived, or it is semi-synthetic derivatives of natural products. And for certain therapies, that is for treatment, such as antimicrobials, anti-neoplastics, antihypertensives, anti-inflammatory drugs, the numbers were much more higher. Natural products may be useful as a source of novel chemical structures for modern techniques of development of antibacterial therapies. So coming to what is the plant-derived drugs is, many of the compounds are secondary metabolites. You know what is secondary metabolites? It is these secondary metabolites are synthesized in the plant for the defensive purpose. That is to add color, aroma to the plant. So the best example for secondary metabolites are phenolic compounds, flavonoids, anthocyanin, and all the phenolic compounds. It is produced by plant, have potential therapeutic medicinal properties. These secondary metabolites contain bind to modify the functions of proteins, that is receptors and enzymes also. The plant-derived natural products have often used as a starting point for drug discovery. Best example is vast majority of drugs in Western medicines were plant-derived extracts. This resulted in a pool of information about the potential of plant species as important source of starting material for drug discovery. Say, coming to examples, one of the compound, that is methyl jasmonate, which is abbreviated as JA. So this important compound in responses to injury and intracellular signals. They induce apoptosis, that is programmed cell death, and also protein cascade via proteinases inhibitor. They have also defense functions and regulatory plant responses to different biotic and abiotic stresses. So these compounds, AAD derivatives, are also involved in tissue regeneration in plant cells. They have also identified to have anti-aging properties on human skin, that is epidermal layer. The discovery of this JAD on skill repair has introduced newfound interest in effects of these plant hormones in therapeutic medicinal applications. Second example is salicylate. So this salicylate is chemical structure is given. It is otherwise known as acetyl salicylic acid. It is commonly known as aspirin. The structure is given here. It is salicylic acid is a phytohormone. It is in many species. It is important for plant immunity, and also it has a main role, but the mechanism is still not understood by the scientists. Coming to microbial sources, what are the microbial sources for drug discovery? Best example, we know that streptomycin and penicillin. That is penicillin. That is from Penicillium fungi. That is 1928, which was discovered by Alexander Fleming. A collection of plant and animal microbial samples from rich ecosystem has potentially give rise to a novel biological activities which exploiting the new drug development process. One example of successful use in this strategy is the screening of for anti-tumor agent by that is NCI, that's National Cancer Institute. We started in the year 1960. The second main approach in this drug discovery is ethnobotany, that is study of the general use of the plants in society, and ethnopharmacology. An area. What is ethnopharmacology? Is an area which is in ethnobotany, which is focused mainly on medicinal plants. Another example is the azthromycin, anti-malarial agent, which is from the weedworm tree, that is Artemisia annua. That is in the Chinese medicines, it is 200 BC. It's one of the drugs that is used in combination therapy and also as the multi-resistant drug. Coming to structural elucidation of drug discovery, and for this we are using MS, that is mass spectrometry. It's a method in which individual compounds are identified based on their mass charge ratio after ionization. And chemical compounds exist in nature as mixture. So the combination of liquid chromatography and MS is often used to separate the individual chemicals for drug discovery. And many of the databases are available for this drug discovery. So mass spectra databases for known compounds are available and can be used to assign the structure to an unknown mass of spectrum. That is, NMR spectroscopy is the primary technique for determining the critical structures of natural compounds, and NMR yields information about individual hydrogen and carbon atoms in the structure. So, new drug applications, how to apply for a drug approval. When a drug is developed with an evidence throughout this history, the research to show it the safe and effective for the intended use in the US and also for the NDA, it is new drug application. Introducing a new drug to market is a complex process and also a time-consuming process that can cost the pharmaceutical companies an average, it is 2.6 billion cost and 10 years of research and development. These are multiple defined stages for this process, each with their own associated challenges, timelines, and also cost. So target discovery. So this point we have to select the target which the drug is acting. So the first phase known as target discovery. In vitro research is performed to identify targets involved in specific diseases. A target is usually a molecule that is integral to gene regulation or intracellular signaling, such as nucleic acid sequence or protein. in order to decide on which target to focus on research support, one needs to ensure that the molecule is druggable. And next stage is target validation. After selecting a potential target, the researchers must demonstrate that it is involved in progression human disease, that is, the activity can be regulated. With careful and precise target validation experiments, it is essential for success of drug development in the following stages. So, lead compound identification. So, lead compound, the successful compounds identification is the process of identifying or creating a compound that can interact with the target previously selected. So, alternatively, we can use the synthetic compounds also for this designing purposes. So lead optimization, how to optimize the particular compound after discovery, it has to be identified that they need to be optimized for efficacy and safety also. The design of synthetic molecules can be altered to prevent of target binding, making them less likely to interact with the molecules other than the target. Additionally, optimal dosage and how they are administered, it is oral, whether it is oral or injection, is tested in 2 or 3-dimensional cell culture platforms. This stage also includes safety test model, animal models such as mice model. Also, we can use rat model used at this stage. However, some tests for safe, also for the it should be firstly conducted in vitro. What are the main stages of preclinical toxicology? Is acute studies. So what is acute study? Is studies look at the effects of 1 or more doses administered over a period of up to 24 hours. So within 24 hours, we have to test the efficacy of the drug molecule. The goal is to determine toxic dose level. At these 2 mammalian species are tested. Data from acute toxicity studies helps determine the doses for repeated dose studies in animals and phase 1 studies in humans. So next is repeated dose studies. In this study, depending on duration of studies, repeated dose studies may be referred as subacute study, subchronic study, or chronic studies. The specific duration should anticipate the length of the clinical trial that would be conducted on the new drug. Again, 2 species are typically required for this study also. And coming to third study, genetic toxicity studies. In this study, to assess the likelihood that the product drug compound is mutagenic or carcinogenic. So main purpose of this study is to assess the mutagenicity and carcinogenicity of compound. So the main test used in this study is Ames test. It's very familiar test, which is used for this genetic studies. DNA damage is also assessed in this test using mammalian cells such as the mouse micronucleus test, the chromosomal aberration test, that is CAT test, and similar procedures to detect damage at the chromosomal level. So next study is reproductive toxic studies, and in these studies look at the effect of the drug on fertility. And next coming to carcinogenic studies of a drug. These carcinogenic studies are usually needed only for drugs intended for chronic and also recurring conditions. They also time consuming and very expensive also. They must be planned for early in the preclinical testing process. And toxicokinetic studies, these are the studies designed for PK and ADMEs, that is absorption, distribution, and metabolism elimination studies, except that they use much higher dose levels. They examine the effects of toxic doses of the drug and helps estimate the clinical margin of the drug safety. And for this, it is subjected to FDA and ICH. FDA is Food and Drug Administration regulations, and ICH is it is Indian Council for Health. So coming to bioanalytical testing, after that is coming to related to bioanalytical testings. So it supports most of the other activities of the drug molecule. This work is a very key step for proper optimal methods for the culture and fermentation, determining the process yields, providing quality assurance and quality control for the entire development process. And for clinical trials, it has to enter into the bioanalytical team at PBL, and also for the subjected to three phases. Phase one, it is clinical development. The 30 days after the whatever the company has filed its IND, that is New Drug Administration Act, it began a small-scale phase one clinical trial unless the FDA places a hold on the study. Phase two is clinical development, that is therapeutic exploratory studies. In this study, clinical studies are small-scale trials to evaluate the drug's preliminary efficacy and the side effects profile in 100 to 250 patients. It's only small number of patients. And phase three is clinical development, that is therapeutic studies. It is involved in progress. Preparations are made for subjecting to biological license applications, that is BLA, biologic license applications, and also NDA, there is new drug applications. So these two things are very important for any drug discovery. Animal models that mimic human conditions such as knockout mice or genetically modified mice, that is some artificially mutated mice are used during this stage. So while the chances of drug making it to the phase 3 clinical trials is just 12%, the development company is also expected to produce estimates for the scale up of drug if it is succeeded. And FDA review and approval, after clinical trials have succeeded, the new drug applications, NDA is subjected to the FDA for review and potential approval. So this process, it takes 6 to 10 months period. And post-approval research and monitoring. So most of the population does not realize the amount of post-approval monitoring that pharmaceutical companies need to conduct while their drug is on the market. Some data obtained from this phase are unpredicted serious side effects, interactions with other drugs, potential alternative uses, and modifications to dosages. So what is the team involved in FDA for drug approval? The project manager, medical officer, and statistician, pharmacologist, and pharmacokinetics. That is to study drug absorption, distribution, metabolism, and elimination or excretion. And it involves one chemist also to analyze the drug stability, quality control, and also the stability of the drug and the presence of impurities. And one microbiologist is also involved in the team to find out whether the drug is having antimicrobial property and to assess responses across different classes of microbes. And as I said earlier, it takes 30 days to review the original applications, that is your submission. The process protects volunteers to participate in clinical trials from unreasonable and significant risk in clinical trials. So the FDA responds to IND applications in 1 or 2 weeks. Approval to begin clinical trials and clinical hold to delay or stop the investigations. FDA can place a clinical hold for specific reason. So what are the reasons? The participants are exposed to unreasonable significant risk, and investors are not qualified. Materials for the volunteer participants are misleading, and IND applications does not include enough information about the trial risk. For new drug applications, they are following some of the protocols. First one is proposed labeling and safety updates, drug abuse information, and the patent information, any data from the study, and institutional review board compliance information, directions for use. And once FDA receives an NDA, the review team decides if it is complete. If it is not complete, the review team can refuse to file the NDA again. It is to complete the review team. It has to take 6 to 10 months to make the decision and whether the drug is approved or not. So coming to what is molecular dogging, it is Dr. Narayana Swamy, that is head department of biochemistry, is insisting me to highlight some points on molecular dogging. So molecular dogging is a kind of bioinformatic modeling which involves interaction of two or more molecules to give the stable adduct part, that is binding part of the molecule. So depending upon the binding properties of ligand and target, it predicts the three-dimensional structure of any complex. So this MD, that is the molecular dogging, generates different using scoring function in the software. So the main part of this MD molecular dogging is done by using the software. In spite of potential approaches, ligand chemistry, receptor specificity, and also scoring functions still remain the challenge. Many important aspects of molecular dogging in terms of its approaches, types, applications, and challenges are it is briefly described here. So this is target, this ligand. Say for example, target is our drug. It has to bind with ligand. It will form a complex. So this is nothing but dogging. So this picture also shows the binding of compounds, two compounds. It may be a drug and a ligand. So in molecular dogging is widely used technique for orientation of a given molecule to another molecule to form a stable complex. See here, the target is binding with ligand. It is known as molecular dogging. So this molecular dogging will be applied to heat identification, lead optimization, and also for bioremediation. That is for to detect the pollutants. So the characterization of the binding mode also plays a significant role in elucidating the fundamental biochemical processes. See here, one of the example is given. That is monoamine oxidase. So this enzyme plays a vital role to inactivation of monoamine neurotransmitters such as serotonin, melatonin, and norepinephrine, epinephrine. So this enzyme, monoamine oxidase inhibitors, one of the major classes of drug described for depression also. This monoamine oxidase A, that is enzyme, it is an antidepressant and anti-anxiety agent to treat Alzheimer's and also Parkinson's disease. So these are the ligands we are choosing for this monoamine oxidase. It is 9-12-15 octo decatrianic acid. All these compounds are having the structure alpha helix structure. See the interaction of this 9-12-15 octotetrathioenoic acid with monoamine oxidase, how it is binding. So this blue color indicates the enzyme monoamine oxidase, and this orange color which indicates the binding of this 9-12-15 octodecanic 9-12-15 octodecanic acid. Is a molecule which is found out in the seaweed of the particular research work. So see here how this dextrodecanoic acid interacts with the that is monoamine oxidase A enzyme. So this is 7-3-7-11-15 tetramethyl 2-hexadecanoic acid with monoamine oxidase. How it interacts? It interacts with this amino acid, the amino acids of the enzymes. So for any drug compound, if you want to discover a particular drug from medicinal plants or seaweed or any methods or phytochemical analysis, that is you have to carry out the qualitative assay, that is whether the compound is present or not. And after that, second step is quantitative assay. That is quantitative means whether the compound, phytochemicals, flavonoids, phenolic compounds, that should be quantified in milligram. That is how much milligram of this phenolic or flavonoid compound present in the particular plant. It is expressed in milligram or microgram. And after that phytochemical analysis, you can go for phytochemical compound identifications by choosing these methods. So what are the methods are UV visible spectroscopy and FTIR, that is for functional group identification, and TLC, that is HPTLC, These for the compound identifications and refined way, and GCMS for various compound identification. This GCMS actually it gives more than 30 or 40 compounds. Among 30 or 40 compounds, you have to choose your particular active principle which is responsible for your study. And after that, you can go for NMR if it is required based on the study. And after that, based on GCMS work, you can carry out molecular in silico docking, that is binding of the compounds. That is our drug compound and the ligand, and how it is binding. It is screened by using this molecular in silico docking. So these are some of the instruments which are used in drug discovery and also for any medicinal chemistry. That is UV visible spectrophotometer, which is costing about that is 2 to 3 lakhs, and FDR, that is for functional group identification. Mostly the things are available in it is reputed universities, and not only that universities, there is centralized laboratories like Pondicherry and CCMB in Hyderabad and IISc Bangalore. FTR is costing about 5 to 10 lakhs. It is a familiar instrument. It's SPLC. It is costing about 10 lakhs, which is for refine to get the refined form of the drug molecule. This GCMS, which separates the molecule based on molecular mass. It gives the molecular weight or molecular mass of the compound. So which is costing about 1 crore. That is a highly expensive instrument in centralized laboratories and all universities. That is NMR. It is in crores. It is nuclear magnetic resonance to identify the particular compound. So with this, I express my sincere thanks to the organizing committee, that is of Biochemistry Department, and head of the department, Dr. Narayana Swami, Department of Biochemistry, Narayana Guru College, Dr. Ilangovan Sir, that is principal of Narayana Guru College, and all the faculty members of Biochemistry Department, and also my dear participants for your patient listening. So what I'm telling is, if you want to discover or if you want to extract the particular drug or active principle, you can do the protocol, that is the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, whatever it is. And after the drug, once drug is discovered, you can go for in vitro and in vivo model studies. That is, in vitro means that is saline study. You can choose saline. Nowadays, there is experiments in animals. It is not approved and it is not allowed. That is, animal ethical committee is there. So instead of this animal experiments, you can go for saline studies. Lots of salines are available for cancer study and also for any immunological study also, and a molecular study also. You can choose either there is saline studies. That is in vitro studies. In vivo studies, if it is needed, if it is very required products, or if it is needed, you can go for animal models like rat model or the mouse model. After the animal model, you can go for human trial model. So my advice is, my dear participants and faculty, please go for in vitro model, that is cell line model. So rather than animal model. So because most of the experiments can be done in cell line, all the parameters, all the phytochemical parameters, all the anti-cancer properties, all the antioxidant studies, that can be done in cell line rather than animal studies. So if the drug is required, that is for human purpose, it can be done in a small number of animal studies and animal models and human models that can be approved by FDA, and it can be released into market. So that is my advice. Thank you very much. Express my sincere thanks to the.
Hello. Yes.
My presentation is over.
Okay.
Are you hearing?
Yes, I'm hearing. Okay, presentation is over. Okay, right.
Over. Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
uh,
And just any queries or
Hello.
any questions?
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Sir?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Sir, there
Yes,
is a
madam.
question in the chat box, sir.
Okay. Yes,
Hello.
yes, madam.
Sir,
Yes, madam.
one
Yes, madam.
person is asking that which
Yes,
is the
okay.
best tool
Hmm.
to identify the property of our target compound. Shall I,
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. It's given.
sir,
Okay, okay.
which is the best tool to identify the properties of our target compound?
Yes, madam. The best tool is for any drug compounds. That is, you can go for high throughput screening method, STS, madam. It gives the signal that is a hit signal. From that, we can know the solubility and also physical property of the particular compound. So, best method is STS, high throughput screening method, which is
Okay.
applicable to know the physical and chemical properties of the drug molecule.
Okay, okay, sir.
Next question, madam.
Okay, I didn't see anyone, sir. See, if you have any queries, please post it in the chat box.
Yes, yes, please. Participants, is there any queries?
Sir, there is one question,
Hello?
sir. Hello, sir. There is a query, sir.
Yes, madam.
Hello?
Ask.
Okay,
Yes,
someone is
madam. Yes.
asking that how
Okay,
the
madam.
drug discoveries, how the drug
Yes,
discovery
madam.
studies, how the drug discovery studies can be integrated in genomic level studies.
Okay. Okay.
How the drug discovery
So
studies
whatever
can
the
be.
drug, so whatever it is, it has to be linked with genomes. That is either DNA and RNA, or DNA and RNA. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. And after the drug is discovered, we should go for mechanism of study. And the mechanism drug is interacted with the DNA and RNA molecule. So that has to be studied by DNA sequencing method, and also for the and also by DNA microarray method. So these two methods are available, and also whether the drug is having any genomic effect. One of the assays that is MTT assay. We can go Stellene study, MTT assay, and also Comet assay. So through these in vitro models, it is MTT and Comet assay, we can find out the drug is having any efficacy or any effect on genomic level. Yes, madam.
Sir, next
Any
question, sir.
queries? Yes,
Sir,
madam.
next
Yes, madam.
question, sir.
Yes, madam.
Please let me know if we prove our compound is potent by in silico, is it possible to go
Okay.
for patenting?
Definitely, madam. Why not? Yes, definitely. Of course, we can file it to FDA after getting the positive results from this
In silico.
in silico there is molecular docking study. We can file it to for FDA and can get the approval, and we can file it for patent also. It takes at least 6 to 1 year for getting the approval.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yes, madam.
So next question, sir.
Any questions, madam?
From a participant, next question, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
A project on
Yes,
drug
madam. Yes.
discovery. A project on drug discovery took a minimum of
Okay.
how many months to complete? Need to the time duration for drug to be discovered novelly.
Okay, okay.
I can't understand the question also, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. The
Yeah.
new drug can be discovered, but it lengthy and also expensive process also. It depends upon the that is the cost and time of the experiments. I think it takes 4 to 5 years, madam. 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
But the student has to spend most amount of money. It is highly expensive, and they go for all these sophisticated instruments are available in centralized laboratory, so they can
Okay, sir.
they can have the MOE with centralized laboratory.
Okay, sir.
It takes 4 to 5 years to discover a complete drug. Yes, madam.
Sir, another one question from a participant,
Any-
sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, madam.
Is there
Yes.
any possibility to introduce desired
Mm.
DNA to medicinal plant so that combined constituent for an element, so that they are asking that they can able to introduce a DNA to
DNA to
a secondary
hello.
metabolites, no, like that they are asking, is there any possibility? DNA to a
Yes,
to
madam.
medicinal plants.
Many-
DNA
uh,
to a medicinal plants.
Yes, madam. Many possibilities are there, madam. Already many research is carried out in medicinal plants to improve the quality of medicinal plants. Not only medicinal plants, there is rice. We know it's a familiar thing. Golden
Yeah,
rice.
yes, yes.
is there.
Yeah.
There is yes, madam. Introduction of vitamin A to the rice to get golden rice.
Kind attention of the participants. This feedback form will be sent to your email. Whoever has registered, we'll be sending the feedback form later. That link will be given to you. You have to submit the feedback form after filling it up. After that only you will be getting the certificates. Is it clear for all of you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
And afternoon session, just tell about the afternoon session.
Then the second session of the first day, the afternoon, that will be given by the research person Dr. Anand from MKU, Madurai Kamaraj University, 2 p.m. And for that, a separate link will be sent to all the registered participants to their email ID at about 1:30 p.m. At about 1:30 p.m., you will get the link, a new link for the afternoon session.
Sir, shall we wind up the session, sir?
Okay, okay, we can wind up.
Okay, okay.
Finally,
you.
we are going to wind up this first session of the two-day webinar on recent trends in biological sciences, organized by Department of Biochemistry, Sri Narayana Guru College, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. So, on behalf of our college management, behalf of the Principal Dr. M. Ilangovan, on behalf of the department faculties, I extend a kind and very grateful thanks to all the participants who have joined here, all the other participants who have registered, but thank you all participants for attending this first session. The second session will start at 2 p.m. today. For that, link will be sent to all the registered people through that is at exactly 1:30 p.m. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.